Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to talk about manual bidding and all my different strategies. Manual bidding basically has zero theory, so we will go straight away to my PC and we're going to see some examples, some things that I'm doing in other accounts, and I will see you there. Hi guys, I would like to interrupt this video in order to talk to you about my new mentorship programs, and I would love if you go to the website. You're going to find the link in the description, or you can find it in the menu of my website, and over there you're going to be able to see the different mentorship programs that I have. You can find the one that is going to fit better your needs, and I will hope to see you there. So I'm going to start the cost caps by reading this tweet. It says, scaling Facebook ads is superpower. Not many know how to keep it profitable while scaling. Here's how you can efficiently scale, blah, blah, blah. There are three ways to scale ad accounts: vertical scaling, horizontal, and cost caps. I believe there are more. Vertical scaling means taking one ad set and increasing it. Horizontal means that you can do many campaigns, and cost caps is another way. Another way it can be crazy method. Another way it can be. Everyone uses one and two, but the magic lies in the cost caps. So on Twitter and on Reddit, there are so many people talking about cost caps, and it's a little bit boring because they're trying to flex a way of we are smarter than other people and we are making cost caps work while others are failing. Cost caps are not working on all ad accounts. Cost caps also are problematic on high ticket items. And by the way, whoever is all about cost caps, I don't care. Don't come on my comments and bust my and all of that, okay? Because I'm not even going to bother answering this kind of comments after spending all this money and testing almost everything in ad accounts. Okay, so cost caps are very, very good and efficient on I'm not going to call them higher ticket items. I'm going to call them for items that they're selling for 50, 60, 70, 20, 30, 40. They're extremely good. But let's analyze a little bit what they're saying here. But the magic lies in cost caps. Today I'm going to show you how to scale campaigns with cost caps with a live case study. If you go into this, for example, the crazy method, I'm telling you that maybe it's not going to work in all accounts, but I can show you that I'm using it in 80% of my ad accounts. Nobody can say that it's not working. Then if you go to cost caps, I'm pretty sure that this person, if he's having 20 or 30 ad accounts, he's not working with cost. He's trying, but they're not working like the case study that he's showing. I'm going to show you also some ad accounts today that I'm using cost cap and it is working, but it doesn't mean that it's working across all ad accounts. It requires a good understanding of how cost caps work to be able to make it work. So before diving into, let's understand what the main benefits of it, but not a lot of people are able to make it work. He's trying to flex that, hire me because I can make it work and so on, okay? Which is also a cheap way, you know, guys. If you're trying to convince people like this, saying that the other people are not good as me and all of that, then you're going to gather all the toxic people that they have accounts that they're not even working, you know. Next one, Facebook ads is very volatile. Some days your performance and ROAS are through the roof and other days is tough. This is true. But look how he's twisting it, okay? So what if you can spend more on good days and less on bad days? Your overall performance could be great at the end of the month. Let me tell you something that you're missing over here. There are companies that they have operations, okay? So they're spending $500,000, 1 million, and they cannot just go in 1 month just because it's a bad period, just to keep the same ROAS, for example, to spend instead of 500K, 120K. This is total BS. You're just appealing to people that they don't have big businesses. They have a small business, a small e-commerce, and they do care about this aspect. There are people that they are scaling their businesses and they cannot afford to spend less money every month, even if they go unprofitable in some case. Another thing is the growth. Where is your growth if you're spending 80K then 1 month, the next month 160K, the next month 250K, the next month 120K? This is not a growth, okay? And this is not helping you at all in another account, and this is why we're always saying that test manual bidding. Don't just do only manual bidding. Keep having your normal campaigns and just do it as an extra, but keep scaling also your normal campaigns. Don't try to scale only with manual bidding. then it says, let's understand with live examples. So a jewelry brand, you see AOV of around 50. So it proves my point that it's working on the smaller that. We are running a cost cap campaign with 30 on bid. We're going to analyze a little bit, but I do agree with his method. On 19th of February, the performance of the other account is spent around 226 with dollars. Oh, why do I read a tweet that it's just 1 day? But again, why do I read? Okay, we're going to show much higher spends on the 20th. The performance just spent 35 with no purchase, lowest cost cap. This is not the proof, my friend. Spending 220 and 35 and all of that. Okay, let's continue. So now that we know the major benefits of cost caps, let's try to understand. You should only utilize cost caps campaigns when your campaign funnel, offer and creatives are optimized. By the way, it's really good, guys, when you do posts on Twitter and on Reddit and stuff, to have concrete proof. Having 1 day and another, just 2 days, 226, it can be just a fluke in the system. Show us results of 3 months, 4 months, and 5 months. I'm not saying that this person doesn't have them, but I'm just really pissed when I see these really detailed things without a lot of data. Okay, so it says here, one of the major challenges people face with cost caps is that if you bid too high, the CPA of your campaign will be really high. If you bid too low, then your campaign won't spend enough. Let's understand how to tackle this and so on. A bid on Facebook for this particular brand, CPA is around 30 to 40. Again, the same thing, 27 to 31 across. He's doing cost caps on retargeting. That's insane. Or maybe he's using them as reference over here, okay? So we perform various tests. Again, the spend is 563. As you can see, 30, cost cap and so on. Now, once you see 30 is the sweet spot, test across your other. Guys, that's what I wanted to say. I just think that I used the wrong post over here because he's talking about very small spends, and I think that he should be embarrassed of posting something like this in terms to so that he can prove that cost caps are working. So let's go to some of the accounts that I have seen cost caps working. I wanted to just debunk a little bit some of the things that they say. This is not scaling, first of all. This is cost caps is just a good thing to do on the side. And not just as your main strategy or only doing cost caps. I have seen other accounts using only cost caps, and you have these fluctuations, but there are people that they don't care about growth and stuff. I respect it. You can have this kind of structure if you want, and in some months spend 80K, some months spend 200K, whatever, as long as cost caps are working for your ad account, because they're not working for all ad accounts. Let's go to the other accounts. So we have another account over here that we are actually spending on January 150K. We have a cost cap campaign which is 20K. So out of the 150K, the 20K is the cost cap, which is an extra budget that we wouldn't have without the cost cap. I'm totally fine with doing that. What am I doing? Whenever I'm doing an ad or a campaign, I'm just taking and I'm creating also an ad set on this ABO campaign with bid caps. And over here, we can see that the cost per action is on 24. By testing, I have seen that, and I'm using the same ad set. For example, let's say that I'm running one Advantage Plus, for example, which is this one with 4 post IDs. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to create one ad set, which is going to have broad targeting, because broad targeting is working in this trade ad account. And I'm going to add a bid of 25, 30, and 35. I have seen by testing that the best one is 35 for me. It's giving me the most volume and the sales and everything. You are adding this over here. Over here, okay, in the bid control. Okay, we have bid cap over here. So you're doing this, and you are having this kind of structure. You're having, in some products that you're having smaller prices. For example, let's say that you have $20, okay, cost per purchase. What you're doing is you are adding maybe 15, 20, 25, 30, or if you want to play more, which I think is a little bit stupid, you can do 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, something like that. Okay, so we are having this kind of structure in this ad account. After testing, I have seen that what I have some sales on 25, a little bit more on 30, a little bit more on 35, and on 40, I'm not getting good draws because I have tested it also. So the whole idea of the cost caps says that you're giving a message to Facebook, to Meta, that I'm willing to spend up to 40 in order to get a sale. And this is how it works. And you can add as much budget as you want. And as long as it's not going to get results, it's not going to spend it in theory. Sometimes it's going to go and spend while you're going to have bad results. So let's see what happened on this month. On this month, we have an average of 2.16, which is good for this ad account, having a break-even ROAS of 1.8 and aiming for growth. We can see here I'm going to tell you what is it because I will have to hide the names. We can see here that it has 35, 40, 25, 30. This is the 33. This is 28. I'm testing things over here, okay? And we can see here that we have also different budgets because I'm just testing initially with 100. If it's going to spend the 100 in a profitable way, I'm going to increase it to 200, 300 until some point it's not going to do it anymore. And okay, I'm going to work also with average results because what I'm doing is whenever I'm having, let's say, these 4 post IDs, I'm going to do an ad set with broad targeting because it's working over here. Or you can do something else that is working for you, an interest or something else with other creatives, again, the same interest with other creatives and so on, with all of the different bid caps into different ad sets. And I'm doing also stacked lookalikes. So I'm going to do a broad targeting with 25, 30, 35, not 40 because it's too expensive after my tests. Then I'm going to do also stacked lookalikes with 20, 25, 30, 35. I'm having 4 ad sets in each case for broad and stacked lookalikes in order for me to have different cost caps over here. This is the way to work in an ABO campaign, and this is how you do it. Whenever you do a campaign, if you see that the cost caps are working on your ad account, you're just stacking them inside an ABO campaign, and you're just playing a little bit with the budget, watching the last 7 days and all of that. But you can see here that on January, for example, it spent 20K. On February, it actually spends 14.8K, 2.56, really good results. But again, it's just, don't forget that I'm doing the same as that I'm doing normally. I'm doing also here on cost caps in order to scale. This is an extra spend. And then let's go on March. On March, we're actually having 37K spent with 2.05, okay? So it spent more. Now, let's see on this month so far. On this month so far, it has spent 23K with 2.11. So I don't care. I'm just using it. It's having good results. The way that I manage it is that I'm just putting a budget over there and I'm seeing, for example, on the, I don't know how they do. On last 7 days, they have 1.9. So I'm coming here. I'm watching which one is spending the more. This one is having on the last 7 days 2.59. For instance, yesterday it had 3 ROAS. Spent only 137. I even scaled it, but it's not going to spend more. Let's see another one. This one, which is bad, 1.61 on the last 7 days. Let's see what it has done yesterday. 1.23 with 93 spent. So this one has to go and we lower the budget immediately on this one. You do the different ad sets with the different caps, but you're not playing with the budget. You're not playing with the caps after that point. You're playing with the budget, okay? And let's see another one, for example, to understand how you treat it. So you come here, you see this one last 7 days, 2.31. Let's see the results that it has yesterday, 1.95, 170. Most probably I scaled this one today from 200 to 300 in order to give it more space to work and so on, okay? You get the point on how we're working. We're watching last 7 days to see the average results. Yesterday, what it happened and if it spent all of the amount of money that we added, and then we add a little bit more to it to see if it can continue spending in a profitable way. If not, we lower the budget down so that we can limit it and work with the average results. And we do it every day with all of our different ads. This is how you do it on the ABO with the cost caps. And you can use whatever you want, whatever interest, whatever creatives and stuff, you just do the cost cap. Just don't forget not to use just one cost cap value or bid cap. Use more than one and just do it like this. See the average cost per purchase that you're getting on the data like 20 for example or 22 and just try to go 25, 30, 35 for example, okay, just to see where you're getting sales and volume. In our case over here, it's getting most of the sales from 30 and 35 as a bid. One last thing before we close is that you can do also CBO. Let me show you how this is working. Cost caps can also work with CBOs, and I see that now more and more people prefer them, and it's something that it's working pretty well, I must say. So here we have a cost cap with $200 on a CBO, and the way that it's working is that you come here, you set your budget, okay, and inside you have a CBO budget, not an ABO like the previous campaign. And inside you have a cost cap of 19, 18, 17. As I said here, when you're closer to 20 or 15 or 10, you have to do every $1 a cost cap. If you are on 25 or 30, you do every $5, okay, and so on. But even if you want to be, you know, more adventurous and you have more time, you can play with $1 and just see which one is the best. Over here we have a central CBO budget, and if we come here, we can see that I have exactly the same ad with 15, 16, 17, 18, and this one which I closed was the 19 because it was too expensive. And as you can see, we're getting on the 18 1.72, on 17 we're getting 4.19, 2.66, 1.67 on the 15. 19 was too expensive, so I closed it. But the majority of the budget, as you can understand, goes to the cost cap 18, which makes sense, okay, because it's the higher one. Even if you want it over here, for example, you could say, okay, let me try 18.5, for example. It's also acceptable, okay? But this is also another way with CBO that you are having different cost caps here and it's going to spend in between them. It's working. But for example, you see on this campaign, which I have done the same, I have done 19 and 18 only. It's not even spending across. And this is also another CBO, but it's not spending because it wants me to add a higher cost cap. If I do, it's going to be super expensive for this brand and so on. And one more thing is over here we have also a normal cost cap, and you can see that I had 17, 18, 19 which failed, and I'm profitable with 15 and 16, but as you have seen, I'm just putting here a budget of 200 and 100, and yesterday alone this one just spent 30 with 0.84. So what do we get out of that? That cost caps are super volatile. You should not count on them, but you should, if you like them, you can play with them on the side. Try to scale a little bit more with cost caps. I'm not against them. Just don't rely on them for the structure of your whole ad account. Just before we close this video, I would like to say this. For the love of God, be careful with manual bidding. It's extremely volatile. You might lose money if you overdo it with the bids. If you're not careful, if you are gambling with manual bidding, don't rely on manual bidding on building ad accounts which are stable, because in 1 month you might spend 50K, the next month 250K, but this is not sustainable for an ad account. Be careful a lot and understand that manual bidding, maybe it's not going to work for your ad account. You just have to try it and see if it's going to be something extra on the side which is giving you some good results. I know that there are a lot of people as they're being called manual bidding warriors, or how they're being called, that they love manual bidding and stuff. But if we want to be serious over here, nobody from manual bidding side can say that you can have an ad account which is spending exactly the amount of money that you want every month with the ROAS that you want. It's a very good way. I like it. I like to play also with it all the time. I know that it's fascinating, but it's not stable for ad accounts, especially when you want to spend every month 400K, 500K, 600K. You cannot just rely on that. And because we had a difficult month on September, we have seen that over there, manual bidding wasn't spending as much as it was spending on a good month like February, which was good. So you cannot rely on that, and you have to be careful if you're inexperienced. Okay, I do understand with a lot of things you are going to be inexperienced and you're going to learn along the way, but I want you to be careful, and please, in the comments of this video, don't try to send me questions like, I have average cost per person is 20, how much should I bid and stuff. This is purely testing and seeing what is going to spend, what is not. adding volume to it, and so on. I hope that you got a good idea from the examples that I gave you on my PC. So for all of those that they like Facebook ads, this is an interesting thing to do and an interesting thing to play with, but sadly not sustainable, and it's not going to make your ad account stable. On the contrary, it's going to have ups and downs all the time. But it's really fascinating. I get it, and I also like to play with manual bids. As long as you have it on the side as a game, it's totally fine. Be careful of not losing money. I'm saying again. Don't forget, guys, that if you want to learn more, you can check my book, my course, my website, and my mentorship programs. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.